Andarki namaskaramulu.
Namaste.
Today is a very good day for all of us. Namo Namaha.
Namo Namo.
Today we are going to have the second day of our series of lectures on Mahabharatam by Dr. Karanam Nagaraja garu. The series of 5 lectures to cover the traditional values and Sanatana Dharma in Mahabharatam. So far, we have finished very important topics so far in last 1.5 months. Vedas, Vedangas, Dharma Shastras, and Upanishads, Darshanas, Vimana Shastram. Then we went on to see Vedic mathematics, Shodasha Samaskaramlu, Vastu, Panchangam, many topics like this. And another two, three important topics are going to follow now. One is traditional values and Sanatana Dharma in Ramayana, and then one period on Puranams, and then some research briefly being done on Homa and its effects on the environment. And also we are going to have exams for practice on 24th at 8 after the classes. That is on this Friday. After that, next week on Thursday or Wednesday, I think, we are going to have another exam. Originally, it was scheduled for 30th. I have preponed it to 29th. And there is also a practice exam at 8 a.m. After that, we are going to have final exam on Friday, the 1st December. Originally, I said it is 2nd December. Now, we will have the exam on Friday itself. That is at 6:30 in this normal time. Okay, with this, we will start the webinar. I request Chala Chittibabu Garu to chant, to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Suprajosna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
ధన్యవాదములండి Chala Chittibabu Garu. Now, let us request Kirti ji to chant Prarthana, please.
Namo Namaha, everyone. 1 minute meditation before we start our prayer. Om. 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 गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामवित्रयवतु ॐ वाग्देव्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। नमस्कार।
ధన్యవాదములండి కీర్తి గారు. Now let us request Karanam Nagaraja Rao garu to continue with his webinar, please.
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Mahabharata, today second day. Good morning all of you. So Mahabharata, yesterday we were discussing a brief introduction about Mahabharata. In that we were telling that Mahabharata is a vast book, a very vast book consisting of 1 lakh slokas. But yesterday there was a small mistake happened in my lecture. The mistake was that I was telling that Janamejaya, who is Janamejaya? I put a question and then I was answering that actually the lineage of Arjuna I was discussing, wherein I started saying that Parikshit is a son of Arjuna, like that I told. It's not like that. Arjuna's son is Abhimanyu, Abhimanyu's son is Parikshit, Parikshit's son is Janamejaya. My mistake has come up. Please rectify it. Then coming to the Mahabharata, today's subject, it is a Mahatvat Bharavatvat iti Bharatam. Yesterday I told. So it is so much of Mahatva is there in this book. So here, over and above that, Mahabharata, in Mahabharata, we find all types of things we come across. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All these things are there in Mahabharata. And also we come across Dharma Shastram, Niti Shastram, Rajaniti, and psychology. All these subjects will be coming across in Mahabharata. That is why the great Veda Maharshi, he famously commented in the beginning of the Mahabharata that Yadi hasti tad anyatra, yenne hasti natat prochit. Like that he has told. Whatever that is there here in Mahabharata is there anywhere. That was the famous statement, because he is so confident he was having, that he was pronouncing in the beginning of the Mahabharata that whatever that is there in Mahabharata is there anywhere. What is not there here is not there anywhere. That was the famous statement he has given, which means that which does not mean that somebody will be commenting. Recently, I was giving some type of lecture in some place. There, somebody was asking, "Sir, nuclear science is there in it, or atomic energy is there, or this type of things?" It's not like that. What we have to understand that particular shloka is that at that particular point of time, whatever knowledge that has been accumulated by the period Mahabharata was written, by that time, whatever Shastras are there, whatever Puranas are there, whatever that is there, everything that is there in Mahabharata, and what is there in Mahabharata is only there in other places. And if you read Mahabharata alone, it is sufficient to understand all the subjects. That is how we have to understand it. Whatever the future knowledge and all this is, maybe may not be connote with the same strategy or ideology, whatever it may be. But still, the psychology is there, no, psychology of the human beings, how the people behave, and what is the leadership qualities, what are the management lessons. These type of things still what we are there even now also there in the Mahabharata, even 5,000 years back that was there. So that also we will be discussing during course of time, because today what I would like to take the subject matter is that I would like to discuss Dharma, Artha, Kamas, how they are actually there in Mahabharata, how nicely, how subtly they were presented through a story. Because yesterday I was telling that through Akhyanas, through small stories, Veda Vyasa wanted to propagate the Vedic dictums. So how he has propagated the dictums? So one story has injected into the Mahabharata story. Today the story I will be telling, once I tell the stories, initially I will tell the story only. After telling the story, a small analysis will be done. In the analysis, we will be discussing how Dharma is discussed, how Artha is discussed, how Kama is discussed. Most of part today I am not discussing. So these are the things. Let us see the story of Agastya Maharshi. This is there in Vanaparva, we come across this story. A very beautiful story in the sense that it's a long and elaborate story. And it is told to Dharmaraja by Lomasya Maharshi. He comes there and he was telling this story. Dharmaraja, this is the story I am going to tell you like that, because they were going to Agastya Tirtham, they go there. Tirthayatra Parvam is there in Mahabharata, and Tirthayatra Parvam, Vanaparvam is one of the famous Parvams in Mahabharata. It is one of the biggest book of Mahabharata. In Vanaparvam, we come across many stories we come across, wherein the Dharmaraja will be going for Tirthayatras during the period of the 12 years of exile. When he was going for Tirthayatra, he come across Agastya Tirtham. Then he was asking the Rishi, what is this Tirtham? What is the importance of this Tirtham? Then he started narrating the story of Agastya Maharshi. So there we come across this story. The story goes like this anyway. This is a story belonging to Krita Yuga period, of course. In Krita Yuga, and also we know it as Satya Yuga. In that there happened to be some sort of asuras were there. They are called powerful demons. Their name was Kalakeyas. Kalakeya asuras. They were very cruel persons, always prowling upon the people, waging wars with the gods, destroying the yajnas, and destroying all what is called rhythm of the society. And Vrittasara was their leader. So they started creating troubles to righteous people. Righteous people were getting a lot of trouble because of these persons, and Munis, Rishis, and these persons could not perform their duties. This was how it was going on. The gods could not face these mighty demands. They approached Lord Brahma. He advised them that this person can be killed only with the strongest bone of any person, because a person, Dadichi is one, Maharshi is there. Go to Dadichi. He sat for thousands of years in the shade of a tree, and he did tapas. Because of when he was doing that tapas, what happened is that his backbone has become so straight and so stiff that from that you can mold what we can call one weapon through which you can kill this person. Like that he suggested. So all these people went there, and because it is a Daivakaryam, so they went there. They asked for Loka Kalyana, we have come here to seek your blessings. Please give us blessings. Aditi asked, if it is for the sake of the society, I am ready to sacrifice my life also. Tell me what I wanted to do. This maybe believe this story many of you must be knowing also. So that is even on his own volition, he was telling like that. The Devas were also very pleased, and they asked, Brahma has suggested that your backbone is good enough for destroying Vrittasara. Can you give it like that? Then on his own volition, he reduced himself to ashes. leaving aside his bones like that. Then Tvashta Prajapati came there. He took out that backbone of Dadichi and he prepared Vajrayudha. By means of this Vajrayudha, how he killed and all this is I am not going to tell because that is not the subject matter here. So he took out the Vajrayudha and by means of Vajrayudha, he killed Dadichi. And when he killed, Vrittasura, he killed Vrittasura and Vrittasura was killed. When Vrittasura was killed, the Asuras, the Kalakeyas were there. All these persons, where they have to go? They were in pell-mell condition. They started dispersing to different directions because their leader was no more there. And where they have to go? Because the gods are chasing them. When the gods are chasing them, they wanted to kill them. They went there and hid below what we can call the ocean. The big ocean they started. They were there. When they were there, they were not keeping quiet because there is Asura Pravurti is still there. No, what they were doing is that in the night times they used to come out. When all people were sleeping, at the time they used to come out and they wanted to destroy the Yajnas and Munis and Rishis because these are the persons who are going to destroy, who are going to perform this Yajnas. So they used to come there in the night and started killing all Munis, Rishis and other persons. Here there is a beautiful shloka is there. The shloka goes like this. Ye santi vidya tapasopapannaha. See, that is those ye santi vidya tapasopapannaha tesham vinashaha prathamantu karyaha. So if we destroy these persons, the civilization can be destroyed. That is the idea here. Because the persons who are doing yajnas, the persons who are doing dharmic deeds, if they are destroyed, what will happen? We are going to destroy the entire people. We need not kill all the individual people, each and every person. We need not kill all those persons. And that's a significance of this thing I will be telling at the end of the story. So here they were just telling that Yesanti Vidya Tapasopapannaha Tesham Vinashaha Prathamantu Karyaha. In that way they were started telling this is a strategy they have adopted. They used to come out and started killing all the persons. Maybe after some years, what happened is that the entire earth, because only Munis, there were a few Munis they were left out because the Kalakeyas used to come and eat out the Munis mercilessly. In a span of few days, what happened is this: they found half-eaten sages, debilitated sages, disillusioned sages, and thrown on the streets like that. So the common people actually what happened? They started running out of fear to unknown destinations. It was happening. The gods also could not do what to do with these persons. Then they went for Vishnu for solace. They were asking. Vishnu consoled them and he asked them, okay, what you have to do is that you have to take out the entire water of Samudra. Then the Kalakeyas will be exposed. Then you can kill those persons. How to take out the waters of the ocean? That is the biggest problem, no? Then Vishnu only suggested there is only one person upon the earth. The person is capable of devouring the entire water of the ocean. Because by virtue of his tapas, he was having that much of power he was having. You go and approach sage Agastya. He is the greatest sage, and by virtue of his tapas, he is having the potency, he is having the capacity to drink out the entire water. Go there and request him. So they went to the Agastya and again prayed for them. And again they were telling that for Lokahitartham we have come here. Please bless us. And he was asking, what do you want? Then they were telling that Kalakeyas are there. Kalakeyas are hiding beneath the water. And we can't take out the water also because our powers are very limited. You can do it, Vishnu has told like that. Then he told, okay, if Vishnu has ordained me in that fashion, and I can go there. And he went there. He wanted to go there. When he wanted to go there, one thing has happened. At the time, there was a fight between mountains. These are, of course, these are stories. The story will be going like that only. But thing is that we have to understand the concept of the story and the symbolic significance of the story. Maybe that we will be discussing at the end. So here, Vindhya mountain. It was Vindhya mountain. At the time, Vindhya mountain, everybody knows that it is strategically, it's geographically located in the center of in the center of India almost. And Vindhya mountains was actually on one occasion Narada visited Vindhyas, and Vindhyas was asking, is there any other mountain which is taller than me? Like that it was asking. Then Narada told, in order to reduce its ego, he was telling that there is one more mountain, Himalayas is there, it is much bigger than you, and he is much taller than you. Like that he told, and he went out. So here Vindhyas got what is called jealousy, and it wanted to grow further like that, and it started growing, and it went up to the sky, and it prevented the passage of both the sun and the moon like that. When it was doing like that, what happened is that there was totally darkness on one side and totally light in the other side. It was like that. It is not Himalaya mountains, it is a Meru mountain. He was discussing with comparing Vindhyas with Meru mountain. The Meru mountain is a big one only. The Meru or the Dakshina Digbhavya, like that we will be telling the Pravara. No? So here Meru Parvata is the very greatest mountain in Himalayas, and he was comparing Meru with Vindhyas. And Vindhya was also going like that. In that time, Agastya happened to come there, because Agastya again he came there, and Agastya, this Vindhyas happened to be, and Vindhyas, when it was growing like that, all Devas and other persons went again Brahmadeva, and they were asking what to do with the Vindhya Parvata. It is not listening to us, it is growing like that. Then Brahma wanted to devise a plan. He told, anyway, Agastya is going down to Samudra. So you request him, he can suppress the ego of Vindhyas also. Then again they ask Agastya only, because anyway you are coming down, this Vindhya is growing like this. Agastya, if he minds, he can cross over Vindhyas by going up and coming down also. But anyway, this ego has also to be suppressed in order to save the people. That is the overall picture of the dharmic deed. So Agastya came there. Vindhyas happened to be the disciple of Agastya some point of time. Vindhyas bowed before Agastya and asked, where are you going, Guruji, like that. He told, I wanted to go to south, and please come down, because I can't go up to this place and come down here. You only come down according to your natural state, then I will cross over you, and until I come back, be like that only, he ordered. Then he actually Vindhyas obeyed that order. It came down to his original size. Agastya crossed over it, and Vindhya and Agastya never went back again. That is the story goes like that. Because Agastya never went back. It is anticipating the coming back of Agastya, and it is staying like that only. This story is that. Anyway, when he came down, Agastya reached up to the ocean. When he reached up to the ocean, and then he was telling, Aham lokahitartham vai pivami varunalayam, like that he told. Varunalayam, entire water world I am going to drink because of the sake, for the sake of the Loka Sangraha, for the sake of the people I am doing like that. Then he told, and he started, he took out the entire water in the small palm, and he devoured entire thing like that. And entire Samudra water got merged into Agastya. So Agastya declared, and the entire thing was actually Jirna. It is everything went out. Then Kalakayas were exposed, and they was fought with them, and Kalakayas are killed. This was one aspect of the story. And then Agastya, then what happened to Agastya? Then what are the things he did like that? Then Maharaja was asking. Then Lomasa Maharshi was started telling. And then Agastya's marriage with Lopamudra, he started telling. Then after coming to South India, what he did was that when he came to South, he started propagating the Vedic rituals and all these things to the South also. Earlier, the South was not very much prominent with the Vedic religion and all these things. So Sanatana Dharma started spreading to South also. In that way, South also. Because of the presence of Agastya, South India actually it also got the Sanatana dharmic traditions, value systems, and all these things. It also imbibed. In that way, he was telling. In the same point of time, he was also telling one more aspect of Agastya story. The story is with regard to marriage of Lopamudra. Agastya. It so happened that on one occasion, he was, everybody I think must be knowing that Agastya resided in Tamil Nadu only. Even now also, if you go to Tamil Nadu area, Agastya Nadi Ashrama we come across. I went there personally. Some Kovel is there, where if you go there, Agastya Nadi Ashrama is there. There people tell that Agastya was residing in that particular spot. And Tamil Nadu, particularly, if you go there, many temples you come across the statues of Agastya also. Even now, people venerate Agastya. So much so fondly they venerate Agastya. Agastya Vigrahas we come across. Kumbakonam it is there. Agastya temple is also there in Kumbakonam. Like that we come across many temples in Tamil Nadu. He settled down in Tamil Nadu only. So this Agastya actually when he came there, and one day he was roaming in Tamil Nadu area. when he was going in that area, and his Pitrudeva he could see hanging upside down from a tree. Then the Pitudeva was told, "Hey Agastya, you are a great sage, we understand. But thing is that we are not getting relieved from this Pitruloka because you have not married any person and you don't have any progeny. So if you are having sons, what will happen is that by virtue of that, we will be relieved from Pitruloka and we will be going to the higher lokas. And you understand our problem, you get married." Like that. Then he started searching for a lady. He started that it is also his duty, because it is the duty of a person is that normally duty of a person is that he has to please the Pitrus also. Pitrus he has to please, and because he has to propitiate not only the gods but also the Pitru Devatas. So he understood the problem. So he wanted to marry for the sake of a child only. So he started searching for a girl, and he could not find a person who is rich enough, great enough in tapas and all this is merits. That type of person he wanted to search, and he could not find. What he did was that by virtue of his what is called sankalpa, with his sankalpa, he started taking out the beautiful aspects of the entire nature, and he created a girl. So to that extent, he was having that power he was having. And he created a girl, and that girl, a small girl was there. That girl, he gave it to Vidarbha king. He gave it to Vidarbha king for bringing up and all these things. So Vidarbha king was very happy because he was childless. And he actually adopted this girl, and the girl grew up. And after some time, what happened is that Agastya went there and asked Vidarbha king, "This girl I have given you, please give her back to me in marriage. I wanted to marry her." By the time he developed a lot of love and affection towards his daughter. So he did not want to give it to Agastya because Agastya was a old person. And he was hesitating to give to Agastya. If he doesn't give, what will happen? Agastya may curse him. That is also his problem. So what he did was that he was hesitating. At the time, that girl, his name is Lopamudra. Lopamudra, she came there and she told his father, "Father, don't worry. I marry this person only. You need not worry. He give me in marriage for Agastya only. I will marry Agastya." Then he obliged, and the marriage also took place. He married Lopamudra and came out to his hermitage. Then he asked his wife, because he is a saintly person. He doesn't like the rich, because she has grown up in a king's place. She was having all the riches. She was having all the jewels and all other things were also she was having. But he doesn't like all those things. So he asked Lopamudra to remove all those things, costly items, ornaments, costly clothes, and all these things. So without any protest, Lopamudra obliged, and she took out all those things and wore a old saree and removed all her ornaments. Agastya was very much pleased by her sense of sacrifice, and he started developing intimacy with her. But days passed into months, and months passed into years. Time is going away. But Agastya never approached her for love making. That was the issue. And one day it so happened that Lopamudra was also every day she was meditating. She was also in Taponishta most of the time. And by virtue of this, the aura and the glory in her face was glowing like anything. One day he saw Lopamudra shining with her spiritual aura. That is more important after her normal bath and after the regular periods. That time he approached that lady because he was very much pleased by her. Tasyaha paricharena shauchena cha damena cha, like that it is described. But that her paricharya, he was pleased. Her shaucham, that cleanliness, he was pleased. Dama, indriya nigraha, he was very much pleased. Shriya, that is great, what is called richness of her face, that he has rupena, Shriya rupena, that richness of her face because of the aura of tapas. And then because of this reason, he approached her and he wanted that I wanted to make love making with you, like that he approached her. When he approached like that, Lopamudra, he was pleased by adoring nature at that time. So Lopamudra was also an intelligent lady. She was not a small lady because she was created by Agastya only. She blushed and with a modesty she also replied, "Swamiji, and husband reaching the wife for progeny is our tradition only. I accept it. I expect the same type of friendliness as I bestow upon you. That is also there. At the time, whatever she wanted to tell, she can tell. All these days, she cannot tell because he was not approaching to her for love making. When he has approached it, and whatever she wanted to tell, she can tell and he can listen. That is the idea. The psychology of human beings, no, that is there. That is there. Then he was also telling that all these years I lived in the midst of luxury. When I was in the young ages, I was there in King Vidarbha has brought me up. I was in riches. I discarded all the luxury for your sake. Now my request is that you restore the same luxury and enjoy with me by wearing all the ornaments and all the gold. That is there. And she was giving an emphatic reason also. Because this I am not asking you out of lust. I personally do not like love making when you are in the saintly robes, because I fear that we may be making the robes dirty. That should not happen because you are the person, you are a saintly person's robes should not be dirty. This is my idea. In that way, she convinced Agastya. Then Agastya was a Muni, but he wanted to meet Lopamudra at this point of time. Then but he is a Muni, he does not have money, wealth he was not having. Then Lopamudra suggested that you can get money out of your tapas because you are having lot of tapas shakti, you are a tapasvi. And with the tapas, what you can do is that you can create the world itself, you can create. To that extent, you are having the tapas. Can't you create wealth? That is what he was asking. By virtue of your tapas, with your sankalpa, you can create richness. You can create jewelry, you can create cart, and all these things you can create. What else? Then Agastya told, no, it is not like that. I don't want to waste my tapas for the sake of wealth. That is what his argument. Lopamudra, you thing is that for my personal sake, I don't want to waste my tapas. Tapas is for the purpose of people, for the purpose of the loka sangraha that I have to use it. I should not waste my tapas in this fashion. So you suggest me some method. Then Lopamudra told, says you only think of, because and then she was also telling, my reproductive period is getting completed. Only few days are left out. So you have to come back by that time. Then she was giving us the deadline also here. See, that was the story. In this deadline, you have to come back like that. Agastya thought when how to do it. Then he approached the king. He wanted that because it is begging. Actually, begging means going for alms. For begging is ordained for Brahmins. This is there in Varnashrama Dharma. We come across this one because everybody who is born and brought up in Brahmin at those point of days, he was not engaging in any other worldly activities apart from Adhyanam, Adhyapanam, and all these things. He was not going to any other things because for doing what we can call business activity and all these things they were not doing. They were studying, Adhyanam, Adhyapanam, they were teaching. And they were also going for the spiritual activities only. They were going and for propitiating yajnas and all these things only. Brahmins were going. That was a culture at those days. And business activities and all these things are not ordained for Brahmins as per Varnashrama system. So it is okay for going and asking for begging. It is okay. So he went there and he wanted to ask the king. He went there. He asked the king, "O king, have come." Agastya was a great rishi. He bowed before him and told, whatever wealth you wanted to take, you take out because you need not ask also. Then Agastya told, no, it's not like that. What I want is, you see the balance sheet of your kingdom. If you are having surplus, and if it is all going to trouble your people, then only you can give. Please give me as much as possible, but ensure that it will not result in the suffering of the people. That is what he was telling. The king ordered his ministers. The ministers brought the balance sheet, and Agastya observed it, and there was no surplus at all. Then the king told King, "Oh, Agastya Maharshi, I don't have much to give in that fashion. Okay, there is one more king is there. We go there." And he went to some other king. Some other king also same problem was there. They went to the third king also. The third king was also having the same problem. Nowhere they could find surplus. Then the king suggested, Maharshi, we tell you one thing. There is one Asura is there, one Rakshasa is there. The Rakshasa has amassed a lot of wealth he has amassed by killing so many persons. He is a demon. He is there staying in a forest. Let us go there. Let us go there and approach him. I'll see the time, at least what is the time. Still time is there. So we'll approach him. Let us go there and we'll ask that Vatapi. Ilvala will go there. So then what is Ilvala's background? Agastya was asking, they were telling that this Ilvala is actually a demonic person. He is having a bad intention about these persons who are doing spiritual activities and all these things. Why Agastya asked? Then they were telling the story of Ilvala. Ilvala once upon a time, he was a great devotee of a Brahmin, a guru. He went to the Brahmin Guru. Brahmin Guru was teaching all the Shastras, Puranas and all this. One day he went up to him and he asked him a boon. The boon is that, Swamiji, you give me a mantra or something, a siddhi, by means of which I can have a child who is powerful as Indra. He can defeat Indra also. To that extent, I should have a child. Please bless me like that, he asked. Then he told it is not good for the sake of the society. Because Indra is there for some other purpose. If an Asura's son is going to become as great as Indra, that is not good. So I don't want to give you also. Even though I am having that power, I don't bless you in that fashion. And then what he did, he started developing what is called some sort of anger against the Brahmin clan as a whole. And he wanted to destroy the entire Brahmin community. He started destroying Brahmins in general and started destroying the entire community he wanted to destroy. Then what was the plan? He planned a strategy. The strategy was that he was a demon. By demonic magic, there is Maya. What he was doing is that he could turn his younger brother Vatapi, brother's name is Vatapi, he could turn him as a goat, and the goat was cooked for the purpose of giving food for the Brahmins. Once the Brahmins eat that entire food consisting of that goat mamsam, then what will happen is that once they take out the entire thing, he used to call Vatapi, where are you, Vatapi? Come here, give them the pan, like that he used to ask. Then Vatapi, what was it? Because of his magic power, Vatapi could come out from the what is called the stomach of the Brahmin. By cutting his throat, he used to come out, and the Brahmin collapses on the spot, and he used to die. In this way, he was killing Brahmins. This was his strategy. Then they told. Then he was taking out whatever money that was there with the Brahmins and accompanied persons, and he used to send them like that. And he was having a lot of money. And this person, if you can approach him and if you can convince him, he may give, but he may kill you also. That is also there. Then Agastya told, no worries, I can take care of Ilvala. Let us go there. Because he wanted to save the community. That is also there. Again, Loka Sangraha. Then he wanted to save the people. In order to save the people, he wanted to take the risk. He goes there. And then when approached there, then the Ilvala comes, and as usual, he invited them with all what is called fanfare. And he was actually giving them Atitya. And then he cooked the goat meat. That is called Vatapi. Vatapi was turned into a goat, and goat meat was served to the guests. And then Agastya has eaten the entire thing. The only one person, without giving to the kings also, the entire goat meat he could eat. Because the person, Agastya, is of that stature that he could devour the entire Samudra water. And goat meat is nothing for him. He ate entire thing. Then he asked, Vatapi, where are you, like that? Then Agastya told, Jirno Bhava, like that. Gone. Then Vatapi did not come out. Ilvala was disappointed. And where is it? Ilvala, the Vatapi is got digested in the system of Agastya. Stomach only he got. He went out. And then Ilvala pretended as if he was not worrying. And he asked Agastya, what do you want, Swamiji? You have come here, then what do you want, like that? Then he was afraid. Then Agastya told, because you are having a lot of money, I have come here for some riches, wealth only I have come here. Whatever you arrange money, you can give me so much of money, and also you give money to me and also to these three kings also. These three kings also you have to give, because these people are not having any surplus. Because anyway, you don't want all these riches. You are staying in the forest. You don't need also. Why don't you give all this to me and also these three persons? He gave cartloads of money, because even though he was not willing to give, he gave cartloads of money to him. And then the kings also were happy, and Agastya was also, they were moving away from that place. When they were moving away from that place, Ilvala could not digest the death of his brother. And he has given riches, but he wanted to kill Agastya from the backside. So he immediately he rushed towards Agastya to devour him from the backside. Then when he was approaching like that in a fierceful and fast fashion, the sound of that Rakshasa was heard by Agastya. He just turned backside with a hunkara. What happened is that the entire Ilvala was reduced to ashes and he died on the spot. Then he died on the spot. That Ilvala died, Vatapi died. Then Agastya came out with those riches. He gave a lot of riches to Lopamudra, and with Lopamudra he met Lopamudra, and a boy was born to him. And I don't remember the name of the boy. Some Drudrasya, something of that name it is there. And anyway, one boy was born to Agastya. This was the story, please. This was the story, entire story of Agastya. Then here, what we have to understand is that for reading the story and leaving the story like that is no use. In Mahabharata, all the stories, to believe it or not, to take any story for that matter, there is some, what is called some sort of message is there in each and every story. That is what I come across. Because I normally, for Telugu people, I am telling these stories in YouTube. Each and every story, there is a message. The message is so fundamental, so emphatic, that it will be giving a lot of message to the people. Let us understand from the perspective of Mahabharata. Yesterday I was telling that it is consisting of Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, Kama Shastra, and also what not, it is having psychology and all these things. That is why only Veda Vyasa was emphatically telling that Yadi hasti tadanyatra enne hasti natatra, like that he was telling. So is it correct or not? Is at least one story only, because there are thousands of stories we are having. Only one story we have taken today, because my way of telling always is that if you begin to tell the subject only, Vidaraniti, if you take out the Vidaraniti and started telling one shloka and started describing it after listening to third shloka, what will happen is that we don't want to listen to all the Niti. If it is coming from the side of one person, you can't listen to it beyond certain level. Saturation comes within 5 minutes only. If you tell a story and bring out the dharmas and all these things from that story, if you call out that story, a story is also remembered in your mind, and also you remember the dharmic aspect of that story also you remember. Here, what are the things that are there in this famous story? So foremost important thing that we find in this particular story is that the foremost point directly connected to the story is that the sense of sacrifice displayed by the rishis in those days. That is called, what is dharma actually? Dharma is dharayati iti dharma. It holds a society, because when it is holding the society, what type of activity a saintly person has to do? Because a saint need not go there, do tapas and start this thing. There only he has to stay. It is not like that. Saints are also have to do loka kalyana, he has to do. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was telling that no person should stay even for a minute without doing any karma. He has to do. Jnani is also for that matter. Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, we come across Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and all this is. Karma Yoga is, it talks about what we can call, you should do the activity when you are taking the activity with the dispassion, you have to do it. That is a Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga will be telling that even though Jnani, once you attain the Jnana Siddhi, then you don't have any need to do any karmas, but still you have to perform the karmas. In order to, for the sake of the people, you have to do the karmas. That is why only Namam Karmani Limpanti, like that Krishna will be telling in Bhagavad Gita. And no karma will be getting attached to me, but still I am doing these karmas, activities I am doing, because I am a Laukika person now only, I am staying in the society. When I am in the midst of the society, I have to do those karmas only I have to do. Here also saints are also no exception. Saints are dependent on the kings and other people for their food. Actually, when they go there for the Grihastha's house, Grihasthas have to give them bicha, they have to give. When bicha has to give the bicha, they will bringing and they have to eat, and in order to just sustain their body. That is there. But the Grihastha ashrama is destroyed, the king is destroyed. King is there, Grihastha ashrama will be there. Grihastha ashrama is there, saints can survive. And then this is all being a circle only. Because of this reason, a saint living in a society also has to do the dharmic deeds. A sense of sacrifice is displayed here. When dharma is getting destroyed by the demonic forces at any point of time, there is a necessity of great sacrifices of the very descendants of God, and gods also will be descending upon earth in order to restore the prestige of dharma. That is there. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita, the famous shloka is yada yada hi dharmasya glanir-bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam smujamiham, like that he will be telling. Paritranaya sadhunam, that we know. So he will be telling like that. Here also same thing. Whenever the problem comes, saints have to come interfere and they have to do it. That is only Agastya devoured the entire ocean by his tapashakti. Tapashakti, he devoured the entire water. But tapashakti, he could digest the entire what is called vata, he could digest. He could he could overtake that maya of that ilvala. That is there. There is a loka sangraha. That is called welfare of the society. This loka sangraha word we come across in Bhagavad Gita many places. Shankaracharya Bhashya, if you take many places, you will be writing loka sangrahartam. Loka sangrahartam, we have to do this type of activity. Dadichi sacrificed his bones. Why he has sacrificed his bones? Because it is for the sake of the society. Devas are coming and they were asking. And Devas, who are Devas again? Devas are actually those persons, Devas are there. Bhagavad Gita tells that, I think it is in the 3rd chapter, I believe. Devan bhavayantanena te deva bhavayantunaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreya parama vapsutha, like that it will be telling. What does it mean? Devan bhavayan, if you are going to propitiate Devas, Devas will be doing propitiating you also. If you do good to the Devas, Devas also will be doing good. Parasparam bhavayantaha, you go. Because this is actually, this is told by Krishna, and he will be telling that Sahayagya praja sushta purovacha prajapatihi, like that. Anena prasavishyadhvam. Yena shreyos yesha vostishta, I think something yesha vostishta kamaduk, like that he will be telling. There he will be telling that this is devan bhavayantanena te deva bhavayantunavaha, like that he will be telling. Here the thing is that you please the gods and gods will be pleasing you, like that. Parasparam bhavayantaha. You both develop on your own. If you are pleasing the gods, gods will be pleasing you. Because when you do yajnas and all this, is gods will be happy. When gods are happy, they will be bestowing you rain. When the rain is coming, then only Anna will be coming out. With Anna, for Annam only, you can survive. Like that, there is actually a circle is there. So in order to sustain that circle, what you have to do is that you have to do this type of activity you have to do. So Dadichi, he died on his own volition, and he would took out his what is called his backbone was taken out, it molded as a weapon to destroy the demonic forces. This is the idea here. And then what we come across in this story is that this is one aspect. This is dharma, dharmic aspect we call dharma. We find across in this story, in this particular story. And then for the sake of protecting the society, they did it. And the second important point is that here we come across is that the tapas. Tapas is there, no, because the munis, rishis and all these persons will be performing the tapas. Why they perform the tapas? It is again for the sake of lokahitartham, and it is for the general good only. It is not for personal well-being. When Lopamudra comes and asks this Agastya Maharshi, you are having your tapasvi, by virtue of your tapas, you can create the world as a whole. Why are you thinking of the small riches? Can't you create like that? Then he was saying it is not like that. My tapas is not meant for my purpose. It is not for my what is called personal use. I don't use it. I want to use it only for the purpose of people only. I have to use it. This is the one more aspect of this story. This is the third aspect of the story is that Agastya, when he went to the kings, he did not want to take the charity that is being given by the kings as on the face of it. What he was telling is that you assess your own requirement, and if it is not going to pinch the people, then only I wanted to take it. Otherwise, I don't want to take it. This is the greatness, because if somebody is giving dhanam, you are not supposed to go there and take whatever dhanam that is there. That is also not good. So this is one more way of telling the kings also that you are not supposed to give it when it is not, when you don't have money, you need not give it to some other person. That is the idea here. King, he is there. King, what is the king's duty? King is a trustee of the entire organization. It is not his money. The money belongs to the people only. The people's money for people's good only should be there. That is the greatest idea. I think is that if somebody is going to come and ask for money, he can't just like that spend it because he is only a trustee of that money. So that is why Agastya was emphasizing that when you are having that money only you can give it, otherwise you need not give it. One way he is studying the Rajaniti, at the same time he is also propounding the Dharma also he is propounding. He wants it money, but doesn't mean that he can take money from the king. Only the king, only those persons can give money who are having a surplus only they can give money. Otherwise you are not supposed to take it. That is one more idea here. Then the fourth point here we can come across is that about Lopamudra. Lopamudra character, because it is very famously discussed in some other places also. Pati Sushrushaya Lope Amudra Lopamudra, like that. Because in Pati Sushrusha there will not be any Lopam. Lopam means there will not be any service deficiency will not be there in the serving her husband. To that extent he or she was devoted. And when he asked her to take out all the riches, immediately he took out all the riches in order to please the husband. That is there. In one way, people may think that she is losing what is called his rights and all this. Is maybe modern people may argue like that in that fashion. But here the thing is that battles and war, like that we will be comparing. So there are so many battles are to be fought to win a war. So one battle you may lose, two battles you may lose, no problem. Ultimately you have to win the war. That is more important in the relationship between wife and husband also. Normally, most of the time, most of the places, particularly nowadays, there will be a lot of fightings between men and women, married people. But thing is that here, everybody will be asserting their own rights and all this is. Maybe sometime you sacrifice your rights, and after some time what will happen is you gain much more. That is also there. Ultimately, what is your aim and objective, that is more important. Most of the people will not be thinking in that perspective. The immediate reactions will be there. We come across most of the places. In every place, in every neighborhood we find, and even in every house also sometimes we will be finding this type of activity. But here the message of Mahabharata is still very obvious. Here what they are telling is that she was actually taking out all the riches and all this she is taking out. She is a devotee of her husband, discarded all the valuable ornaments. She appears to have yielded to the sensitivities of her husband, but her toughness of her character comes out when she was winning over her husband, when he comes for lovemaking. That was there. Here, what we can see is that she won over her husband, and she insisted that she can have romance with him only in luxury only. And for that, she was telling a dharmic reason also she was telling. Thing is that the saintly robes should not get dirty. That is my idea. Otherwise, no problem. And psychologically, if you take into consideration, Mahabharata psychology, if you take into consideration, the frailty of a man's mind on one side before a woman, and the fortitude of a woman when the man is weak. Both are well depicted in this story. So when a man approaches for a woman for love making at that time, he was so submissive and so weak. The woman's fortitude at that point of time is great, and she can ask anything and she can get anything at that point of time. What happened here is that he was approaching there, and then she was telling this thing, riches I want, like that. So both ways, she is a win-win situation only happened here. Initially Agastya won, and subsequently Lopamudra won. And this was the beauty of this story. That is also we can come across. And here, why the son is required, that is also there. Now, why the Agastya was going there, Pitru, what is this Pitruloka and what is propitiating Pitruleka means here. The tradition says from the beginning of our civilization that normally if the progeny is not there, Pitrus are not happy. This is one tradition that we are following from the age-old tradition is there from the beginning it is there. So that is why only Punnam Narakam is there and Putra is not there, that Narakam cannot be overtaken like that. But doesn't mean that only Putra should be there, their daughter should not be there. It is not meant in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, in some other story we come across, Yayati story we come across. There Yayati, what happened is that he was having one Madhavi daughter. Now Madhavi was having 4 sons. That the story, one more story we are having, very beautiful story, very big story we come across. She was having 4 sons. When Yayati did so much of tapas, penance and all these things, so many yajnas he conducted. Number of yajnas cannot be countable also, because of by virtue of his merit he went to Swargaloka. He stayed in Swargalokas for thousands and thousands of years. Ultimately, on one occasion, Indra comes there and he will be asking Yayati, Yayati, your punyam got exhausted by today, and you can go back to the earth and again born as some other person. Some birth you have to take place and you have to go back like that. Your punyam got exhausted. Then Yayati told, no, it's not like that. I am the person who did most of yajnas I have done. It is uncountable also, like that. He was telling like that. Then Indra asked one more question. Do you think that any other person is there in this world who exceeded your tapas and your yajnas and all these things? Then he told, no, I think as far as my the mind goes, I am the person who did greatest yajnas. No other person has competed with me so far, like that. He told. Then Indra, he took it as an opportunity and throw him out and tell that you have now got ego, you got. By virtue of ego, you are actually denigrating the greatness of many other persons. You have got that ego. The persons who are got ego have no place in this world. Go back to earth. Like that, he threw him away virtually. He was coming down because ego should not be there for the people. And he was coming down. When he was coming down, 4 persons were doing yajnas. The 4 persons happened to be he did not see them actually, his daughter's sons only. So those daughters' sons actually, Dauhitras, what we can call these Dauhitras, are the story of Yayati, the entire story of Yayati. And they started giving their merit, their punyam, one after another. This much of punyam, what I did, I am giving to Yayati. This much of punyam, what I did, I am giving to Yayati. Like that. They gave their punyam to Yayati. By virtue of what, again, he got back Swargaloka and he went there and lived in Swargaloka. Like that, one story goes like that. Here, what does it mean? Doesn't mean that it is something of the story. Here, not only putras can relieve the pitrus from the pitruloka, even the Dauhitras also can what is called, they can also relieve the pitrus from the pitruloka. That is the idea here. So you need not understand that only putras can do this activity, putrikas also can do this activity. So this is one aspect of the story. And then this is one more very, very significant and important point applicable to present generation. Present generation is that normally, and most of you who are coming here, maybe I believe that you must have heard the name of Rajiv Malhotra. One gentleman is there. And Rajiv Malhotra, there are many followers are there for him. Rajiv Malhotra is one person who is committed for him, this Sanatana Dharma and Sanatana religion and all this. He was actually a CEO of many companies earlier. He discarded all the riches, entire things he devoted for the purpose of Sanatana Dharma sake only. He started Infinity Foundation, he has started. There he is doing a lot of research and also he has encouraged research for many other persons also on Sanatana Dharma. This person has come out with a book. The book name is titled as Breaking of India, like that. The book name is Breaking of India. The Breaking of India is what he has narrated in the entire book is that there are many forces working in India and across out of India also. Those persons want to destabilize India and destroy Sanatana Dharma. This is my main strategy. He, with the proofs and all this has come out that in most of the universities of USA and other places, USA, England, France and other places, lot of funds are given to these institutions in order to promote professors who can understand Sanatana Dharma first of all. They have to study Sanatana Dharma and they have to find out the loopholes here and there. Loopholes means apparent loopholes only. The thing is that what they will be doing is that here and there they pick out something. There is, say, one thing is that Kunti has got a son from, Yamadharmaraja. They will pick it out. She has gone to Yamadharmaraja. Is she not a prostitute? Like that they will argue. These type of irrelevant arguments they will be bringing out. When the irrelevant arguments are coming into the fore, because present day generation of people also will be get attracted to those professors also, because they don't have the wisdom to read our texts, our scriptures and all these things. So nobody will be reading, because most of the people I have seen, most of the criticisms of Mahabharata I come across in most of the journals also. I will be following the journals. The journals that are emanating from different other places, different countries, Sanatana Dharma aspect, most of the journals are written by some people that people have never read Mahabharata at any single point of time also. Only they will be depending upon the what is called writings of some other persons, and those things they will be putting here. So here breaking of India for all those things this Rajiv Malhotra has brought out. Here how to destabilize a civilization. How to destabilize a civilization? You attack the persons who are holding the values and all these things. That is why what they're doing is that normally most of the theories, this is called Aryan Dravidian theory. This is one thing. Brahmin versus Shudra theory. And then what we can call the North Indians and South Indian theory. And then OCs and BCs theory. These type of theories are being brought out by these persons because in order to plant some sort of enmity between all these cultures. Here what we can, so what is more important here is that the strategy is that to destroy those persons who are doing dharmic activities. Then what will happen? You need not destroy all the people. All the people, the civilization, entire civilization will get destroyed on its own if we destroy the selected people only. That is why only a lot of what we can come across. There is, you believe it or not, in India we come across. There is a Swami, any Swami for that matter, any person. If any small problem is there, what they will be doing is that it will be highlighted in the newspaper in such a fashion that this person, this entire religion is of that nature, like that. People actually started disbelieving this activity, Sanatana Dharma itself, because the Swamis are like this, bad people like this. Because because the Swami may be wrong or right, we don't know. But thing is that will be brought out. And you believe it or not, sometime back the Kanchi Swami, Kanchi Matam Jayendra Saraswati was arrested. And subsequently it went on in the court for 10 years or 15 years. Subsequently the court said that nothing has happened with the Swamiji. Swami is actually, he has done nothing. And then he relieved him. But the whatever damage that has to be done has been done. Many people started blaming Kanchimata at the time. This also we have seen all these in newspapers and all these things. Here, why I am telling this story relevant to this particular Agastya story is that this Kalakeyas. Kalakeyas, where they were grouping underneath the water. What they were doing is that they were telling one thing: those who are indulging in activities, what is this type of activities? What is called tapas, yajnas and yagas. It destroy those persons. It is sufficient to destroy the entire what is called entire people. You can destroy entire civilization. You can destroy. That was the idea of Kalakeyas. Yeah, the strategy that was adopted by Kalakeyas in thousands of years back was the strategy being adopted now also. So here the strategy, see, that is a Mahabharata. The story is also written down meticulously. Mahabharata is actually put down whatever that is there. The different personalities, the different perceptions of the people and all these things, Mahabharata has brought out and put in the story of Agastya. So this, in this way, if we convert, what will happen is that here, the strategy that is adopted by those persons was the same strategy being adopted by now also. But because we are in the fish in the bowl syndrome only, we are there. That is also the fish in the bowl syndrome, water bowl syndrome is what is there is one fish syndrome is in psychology subject we come across. I think is that the fish is there. It is put in boiling water. Water it will be put, and slowly it is boiled in a slow fashion, slow temperature. What will happen is that slowly it gets warmer. The fish will be thinking that it is nature of the water is like that only. It will be warmer until such a point of time that it gets too much of hot, and the fish will die on the spot. Like that, around us we are seeing much of the trouble that is happening around us, and we are thinking that we are safe only, and it underneath us only the entire water is actually submerging all of us. This is the idea that we have to learn from this story. This is one aspect of the story. And finally, coming to the traditions. I was telling yesterday that most of the traditions that we are following are the traditions that were following in those days. So that is yesterday I was narrating the story of Shemi Vrishcha Darshana, I was telling, and I was also telling Rikta Hastena Napashyata, like that I was telling. And today we come across one more thing. Another thing is that here, whenever a child, when the children, even now also traditional people, they will be doing this activity. When the child is not, that is called stomach upset is there, he is not sleeping, and he is crying in the night. At that time, the mothers will be coming and they will be telling the shloka. Agastyam Kumbhakarnancha Shanincha Bhagavanalam ahara parinamartham smarami cha vrukodaram, like that they will tell. Because for the purpose of getting the entire thing digested, I am actually praying Agastyam, Kumbhakarnam, Shenim, and ahara parinamarthancha vrukodram, ahara parinamarthancha something Agastyam, Kumbhakarnancha, Shenincha, Badabanalam, Mahara Parinamartham, Smaramicha Vrukodram. I am praying for Vrukodara, means Bhimasena. I am praying like that. This is actually one traditional shloka. And this shloka normally people used to tell, and they will be putting that Ramam Skandam, Haromantam, Vainateyam Vrukodram, Shainena Smarendityam. Like that, that shloka is also there. Now, this type of shlokas they used to tell it in those days, maybe some 10 years, 15 years back also, people, mothers of that nature we used to come across. But the generations have changed. And now we are totally new people and totally connected to globalization and not totally disoriented from our roots. That is important here. Here, those type of shlokas used to be recited in the houses. Even now also some houses, even now also that is there. I have seen this type of activity, Agastyam Kumbhakarna, like that. People will be telling this shloka. This is actually a tradition that has been followed over a period of years, thousands of years it has come down. Even now also we are practicing this. This is that is the richness of itihasas, Mahabharata, Ramayana and all this is. So this is how I would like to summarize the entire story, stating that Mahabharata is one text wherein we can find not only the main story of Mahabharata story, we come across many other stories also. The stories are actually injected into this story, in this main story, in order to enrich its greatness. There is one thing. Second thing is that in order to propagate dharma. What is dharma? Dharma also we discussed in the story. Artha, how to make money, that also we discussed here. Because artha, when we are making artha, it should be in tune with the dharma only. Because what the Agastya was telling, he was telling that I want to take money only if you are having excess. That is dharma. Artha also to be earned in tune with the dharma. That is there. Dharma is first thing. Artha and Kama should subside for the sake of dharma only. They are beneath dharma only. Dharmic cause only it should be there. And similarly, Lopamudra story, what it tells, she was telling that I don't want to what is called taint the saintly robes. That was her idea. Thing is that saintly dress should be actually respected. So that is her idea. She was telling that the Kama also should be in tune with the dharma only. That is also there. So here, dharma, artha, and kama. These three things are there in single Mahabharata. Psychology of the woman, psychology of the man, and how the relationship will be there. These things is also discussed. And Ilvala Vatapa story also we come across. Then Loka Sangrahartham also, what we, for the sake of Loka Sangraha only, we have to spend our what is called saintly tapas, riches and all this is, we have to devote the entire tapas for the sake of the Loka Sangraha, not for the sake of personal well-being. That is also we have discussed. This type of good features, good things we come across in Mahabharata. So with this, I would like to end my discussion also, because 7:40 almost. Because yesterday also we did not take questions. Today I would like to take the questions, please. If anybody wants to ask yesterday's topic or today's topic, it's fine.
Dhanyavadamalandi. Thank you so much for giving us time for introduction. Kalyanji.
Yeah. Before that, there's a question in the chat box.
Okay.
They want to know your YouTube channel name.
Sir, YouTube channel Pillala Kosam Mahabharatam. Telugu channel Pillala Kosam Mahabharatam.
If it is English,
it is Telugu, sir. That is Telugu. But English, I was writing stories. Almost 100 stories I wrote in my blog, sir. That is unclekatha.com. But now that is crashed. Somehow last week what happened now? Because the person who developed that site, he died. And he was it is a company. It's owned in Patna. He was my reader only. He did it for freely only. He did it for my sake. Sir, you are doing good cause and I am doing a website. And he created the website. He died and his company collapsed, and subsequently what happened, it is actually subletted. My website was subletted. So because all 100 stories have gone now, they are not there in the internet. Now new website I am getting created, sir. One after another again I want to post from the beginning again, Mahabharata Adi Parva onwards. Otherwise I completed up to Udyoga Parva I completed. Adi Parva, Sabha Parva, Vana Parva, Udyoga Parva I was getting completed. At the time it crashed. So now I wanted to develop one more website. The website is coming up next week. It is coming, sir.
Do
But
you
I
have
also.
do you have copies of those stories?
I am having, sir. One after another, I will be posting all those things in my website. I
Okay.
will be discussing this type of internal meaning of each and every story I discussed there. So again, I will be posting next week onwards. It will start. And anyway, for Mahabharata stories in YouTube can be known from Pillala Kosam Mahabharatam by Dr. Karanam Nagaraja. You have to put Karanam also. You have to put. Then it will be coming, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
If you have the copy of the stories, I will.
Yes, sir. I am having all the stories. All 100 stories. I am having.
I can open a page in our website,
Yes, sir.
and then we can start storing them. So
Okay.
that, it is immediately available to people. Later on, in any case, you will be, I think, opening up another website.
Sir, here one thing I can tell you is that, when I post, my readers are roughly some 2,000 readers are there, sir. If I post all my groups, only 100 people will be reading, sir. That is my experience. Because after some time, initially, what is called enthusiasm will wane away and wipe away after half an hour. That is it. So may not be useful. And what I propose to do is that one episode for 1 week, sir. And it is enough because all people are, because you believe it or not, everybody is very busy per person and will not be having time to read all these things. And the thing is that one story for 1 week is good, sir, always. If all the hundreds are put, 100 stories are put at a time, what will happen?
No,
Nothing
no.
will be read.
Don't put all the 100 at once.
Yes, sir. One after another, sir. That can be done.
What I am saying is that you can put one by one.
Yes, sir. That I can do, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Whether if you want to put it, I'll give you access to that, and
Yes, sir.
if you want me to put it, I will.
Yes, sir. I will do it. No problem.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Kalyan ji.
You unmute and talk, Kalyanji.
Unmuted myself, sir.
Right. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone, sir. Sir, I have a question here, and I read Mahabharata a number of times, but one thing I need to understand here, sir, Vyasa, while telling the Mahabharata written by the Ganapati, okay, is this one was written in the Bhutakala or Bhavishyat Kala, which is going on the Mahabharata, he written on the past itself? అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ వ్యాసుడు చెబుతుంటే మహాగణపతి మహాభారతాన్ని రాశారు అని మన పురాణాల్లో ఉంది. ఓకే, అంటే అది జరగబోయేదాన్ని వ్యాసుడు ముందే రాశాడా, లేకపోతే జరుగుతున్న దాన్ని వ్యాసుడు రాయించాడా? అలా అన్నప్పుడు మరి ఈ ఈ మన వ్యాసుడు మళ్ళీ మన అంబిక అంబాలిక దగ్గరికి ఎలా వచ్చాడు? ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు ఇదంతా తెలిసినప్పుడు కృష్ణుడు మరి ఎందుకు కాముగా ఉన్నాడు? ఎందుకంటే ఆయన మనకు ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఇది కాబట్టి ఎందుకు కాముగా ఉన్నాడు? అది ఎందుకంటే అది నేను ఎక్కడ లింక్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నా కానీ మహాభారతాన్ని నాకు ఎక్కడ 3 పదాలు కుదరట్లేదు అనమాట. అది మీ దగ్గర నుంచి తెలుసుకుందాం అనేసి.
Okay, sir. For the sake of the all audience, sir, I will be telling in English only. Here the question is that when Veda Vyasa was actually writing, whether he wrote the Mahabharata after the war or after Dharmaraja is going to Swargarohana, or whether he was actually writing it before Mahabharata only. This was a question. And here the answer lies that in Adi Parva only we come across this answer. Also we come across. The thing is that here Veda Vyasa conceived the entire Mahabharata. He is, as I told in the first lecture, he is both an actor and also the writer of the story. He played the role of Veda Vyasa, that is as Satyavati's son. He played that role when Satyavati asked him to come over there and give the progeny for Ambika and Ambalika, and he went there, and Dhritarashtra and Panduraja were born, and that story is there. And thing is that here after that he actually Mahabharata war, entire war took place. When the entire war took place, everybody died. That also happened. After that he was having the entire Mahabharata story in his mind because he was very much present in that time, at that particular point of time. After Mahabharata war took place and after the Swargarohana only, Dharmaraja went to Swarga and Pandavas also accompanied him. But everything was out, done. Then he wanted to take out this particular story, and he wanted to use this story for the purpose of propagation of the dharma. So then he conceived the entire Akhyanas and all these things in his mind, and then he wanted to narrate the story, sir. Actually, it is there in Adi Parva only. It is there. The question and answer, it is there in Adi Parva only, and it was written after Mahabharata war. It was written after Mahabharata war, after what we can call Dharmaraja Swargarohana and all this is. Then only the book was actually put into writing by Ganesha and told by Veda Vyasa and written by Ganesha. That is what is there in Mahabharata. It is not conceived during the time. It's not like that. Valmiki Ramayana was conceived during the time only, because when it was happening, then Valmiki conceived the entire thing and he started writing it. And that is why only even now there is an argument that some people, many people will not say that Uttara Ramayana was written by Valmiki. People will not say no. Uttara Ramayana was not written by Valmiki. It was written by some other person, some people tell. Because particularly the Shambhuka story is there. Now, because of the Shambhuka story, it will not, in all other places of Valmiki Ramayana, we come across what we can call high prestige. And when that Guha comes there, Rama went there and actually Parishvanga actually embraced him like that. And that type of prestige and importance was given to the Shudras. Subsequently, a Shudra was killed by Rama, means it is not written by Valmiki, because it is written by some other person, people tell. Great people also will be telling. Some people will be, no, it is not like that, people will be telling. So here Mahabharata, there is no ambiguity in that case. Here the entire thing was written after the Mahabharata war only. During the war, it was not written.
Okay, it means that this was developed in the Dwapar Yuga or Kali Yuga. Why? Because
Kali
after
Yuga, sir. It
Mahabharata,
was at the end of Dwapara Yuga and the starting of Kali Yuga, in that phase. Because after Krishna's Niryana, Dharmaraja ruled for another 32 years. He ruled.
yeah.
When he ruled for another 32 years, after Dharmaraja's going to Swargarohan and all this is when that is, then Krishna Niryana is the starting point of Kali Yuga. Niryana took place. From the next day onwards, the Kali Yuga started. Kali Yuga 32 years were over. At the time, this book was written.
Sir, one more curiosity question. I checked with the Mana also, where Badrinath was, where he was written all these things. Sir, is there any written books like as మనప్పుడు తాళపత్ర గ్రంథాలు రాసేవాళ్ళం కదా, అలాంటిది ఈ మహాభారతం రాసిందంతా ఎక్కడైనా ఉందే అండి మనకు? ఎందుకంటే ఒక స్టోరీ చూపించి ఆ
even now
స్టోరీ
also that 8,800 shlokas are separately available, sir. That is there Jayam. If you type in Google also, there is only one person has written that book. Jayam, that is Grantha Grandhi. I was telling, Grantha Grandhi is consisting of 8,800 shlokas. That first 8,800 shlokas, he called it as a Jayam. There is some argument. I was telling that this 8,800 shlokas were actually elaborated by Vaishampayana in some place, Janamediya's court, and that was further developed by Roma Maharshi in Naimisharanya. So the Jayam became Bharatam, Bharatam became Mahabharatam, like that people will be telling. But anyway, some people will agree, some people will not agree with this argument. That is why we don't know what is the basis of all this. But anyway, that 8,800 shlokas book is available in the net. It is there.
Yeah.
Jayam.
Jayam.
That is there, sir. Jayam book is there. Last time also some people asked this question and I circulated this Jayam link also to the organizers.
Okay, sir. If it
Yes, sir.
I will look for it, and if I want it, I will ask you again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pantul garu.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, during yesterday's lecture, the thieves were entered the villagers, those who are wearing all the ornaments and everything. And to have protection, they went to one Muni ashram who was following Satyavrata. That Muni was following Satyavrata. And he told about the availability of these persons in his ashram. They are hiding at so and so particular place, like that he revealed. Because of his following Satyavrata, and he revealed the fact, the robbers stole away everything. They have murdered some people. And because of this incident, this Muni has went to Yama and have punishment, like that. Yesterday's lecture was there, sir. Okay, sir.
It is there, sir.
Go ahead. Complete.
Okay, like that, when this entire Mahabharata is only on the opinion of Bhishma and the incidents of Dharmaraja on account of playing dice, this entire Mahabharata took place, where the crores of lives were sacrificed. Then why they went to Swarga? For small mistake, this Muni has went to Yama. This is Dharmaraja, and because of Dharmaraja and Bhishma, this entire Mahabharata took place, war took place, where crores of lives were made to death. But they went to Swarga. What is the Dharma Sushma in it, sir?
Here actually, sir, there is one small modification maybe. Here Dharmaraja is not the cause for the war, sir, to be frank. Dharmaraja is not at all the cause for the war. That is one thing. Because
they played dice on account of dice because of that.
Sir, there is a big story behind it, sir. Big story behind it. Time is there, means in a small fashion I will narrate. Anyway, 10 minutes is there, I will tell you. Dharmaraja is not a Dhyuta Priya, first of all. He is not a Dhyuta Priya, according to Mahabharata. And he is not willing to play the dice game also. Why? Because what happened when Rajasuya Yaga took place. When Rajasuya Yaga took place, Shishupala death happened. Shishupala was killed by Sri Krishna. When Sri Krishna killed Shishupala, Dharmaraja was almost weeping because in his court there is a death happened. So he was worried. What will happen in future? So when the entire Rajasuya Yaga took place and everybody left at the time, Veda Vyasa was going away at the time, he accompanied Veda Vyasa. When he accompanied Veda Vyasa, he asked Mahanubhava, I would like to ask you one question. Thing is that there was a great death of a great king in my court. And is this any Utpata is there? Anything ordained by God is there? Is with this entire bad things have ended? Anything is there like that? Then Veda Vyasa tells him one important thing he will tell. That normally nobody will be knowing this. This story majority of the people don't know. Then Veda Vyasa will be telling one thing. Dharmaraja, it is only a beginning of the end of many other Kshatriya Vamsas because it is only the beginning. Shishupala's death is only beginning. Because of your reason, what will happen is that a big war is going to take place. The big war is going to take place. Thousands and thousands of Kshatriyas will be destroyed. Like that he tells and he goes out. Then he thought for a while. He came out and he takes his pratigna he takes. The thing is that because of my reason, it should not happen. What he takes at Pratigna, Dharmaraja Pratigna, one heading is there, one adhyaya is there in Mahabharata. In Dharmaraja Pratigna, he tells one thing. Thing is that any enmity will be coming only if I say no to my enemies. My enemies are Duryodhana and all these people wanted to destroy me. I know it. Because these are Dayadis. Dayadis means cousins. These cousins wanted to destroy me. So if the cousins ask anything, whatever they ask for another 13 years, Veda Vyasa tells it will happen in 13 years. So in 13 years, I am taking a pledge. The pledge is that I should not be the cause for any war. Because of this reason, I am taking the pledge. The pledge is that whatever they ask, I follow. If they say no, only the problem will be coming. So that is the reason why Dhritarashtra will be inviting Dharmaraja for the game of dice. Dhritarashtra is a king, he ordered me. And thing is that I have taken a pratigna, and because I have taken a pratigna, I should go there. He went there. Then he asked, those people asked him to play the game of dice. Yes, he agreed because he did not want to tell no. Then they put Shakuni on that side instead of Duryodhana, and with that also you play with him. He played with him. Then Shakuni was asking, put this one, put that one. Ultimately, he asked, put your wife. He put his wife. Like that only it went on because the entire story is actually never known to any person because that particular adhyaya is very important adhyaya in Mahabharata. So he is not a Dhyuta Priya. He is not the person responsible for the cause. And one more thing, important thing is that when they spent the 12 years of Vanavasa and 1 year of Agnatavasa, after the entire thing was over, even then also he did not want to become a cause for the war. And he sent what is called Sri Krishna for Rayabara. He went there. Krishna went there and he actually asked for all these things. And Dharmaraja ultimately was asking 5 villages only. He was asking, not the entire thing. You give 5 villages, that is sufficient for us. We don't want to wage war with you. To that extent, he wanted to establish peace. But the peace could not be established. They were not giving back. And the duty of the Kshatriya is that he has to protect Dharma. That is also there. He has to protect Dharma. when he wanted to protect Dharma, he wanted to destroy the evil persons. That is, it is his duty. Varnashrama Dharma says that Brahmin's duty is something different, Kshatriya's duty is something different. A judge is there in the court, a criminal is coming to the court of law, and a criminal, he cannot say that, oh, because he is a criminal, he did a great crime, in spite of that I am having a karuna for him, leave him like that, he can't leave him. A police officer cannot leave a thief, he has to catch hold of him, then it will come, sin of omission will be coming into the picture. So here what he did was that he has to perform his duty. He has to perform his swadharma, Kshatriya dharma he has to perform. The Kshatriya dharma is that if somebody is snatching away your property and all these things and doing destruction for the society as a whole, he has to protect the people. In order to protect the people only, he came there for fighting. In that way it happened. So Dharmaraja is not responsible for Mahabharata war, number one. Second thing is that he has taken a pratigna. Because of this reason he went to Dyutam. He was not a Dyuta Priya. He told, I don't want to play the game of dice. Also, he will be emphatically telling 2-3 times. He will be telling. Still, the game was actually ordained for him. It was they ordered him to do that, and he obliged it. That is how we have to understand, sir.
But secondly, he invited Dharmaraja, because he is very addicted to Juda. Once
No, he is not addicted to Dyuta. Dharmaraja is not at all addicted to Dyuta, sir.
What
But the thing is that everybody during the course of entire Mahabharata, everybody will be blaming Dharmaraja, stating that even Draupadi also at sometimes she will be blaming. You are Dyuta Priya, that is why all these problems have come to us. Bhima will be blaming the Dharmaraja. But they know that Dharmaraja has taken a pratigna. Pratigna is very much there. The Dharmaraja pratigna parva, like that it is there. We have to read that one. If you read that story, then the Rajasuya Yaga, after effects of Rajasuya Yaga and all these things are there. There Dharmaraja has taken a vow, no, I am not going to say no to my dayadis, that is my cousins. I will not say no. Whatever they tell, I will be listening. That is how it went on.
And in the other way, Bhishma is also cause for war.
Bhishma, actually, yesterday I was telling one thing, no, sir. Bhishma, actually, what he was thinking is that he has given some, what is called some pratigna before his father, that I wanted to be a devotee of this particular spot. This is my dharma. I don't want to take the kingdom. These type of things he has taken. Bhishma pratigna he has taken. He was thinking that that pratigna holds good for all the time. And at the end of the war also he will be telling, thing is that, and because I am taking the salt of the Duryodhana, I am actually a devotee of Duryodhana's court. Now my blood is actually by piercing the weapons of Arjuna, that is called the arrows of Arjuna, pierced my entire blood, and blood has come out. Now my blood is pure. Whatever blood that is there inside is pure blood only. Because of this reason, now I can tell Dharma like that. She will tell to Draupadi, and then he started narrating all the Rajaniti and all these things. So here Bhishma is actually, he was actually, we can say that though he was a great scholar, though he was a great Jnani and all this is great Bhakta also, still he was Dharma Sushmata, he could not identify until Sri Krishna comes there for fighting with him. Then he realized Krishna has actually disowned his own vow and he has come here to fight with me. And I am actually holding my vow because I am fighting on the sake of the adharmic people. And then now he realized that his mistake. At the end only he realized his mistake. And then he came there and he fought. And actually in this way it happened. But he is not responsible for the war. In which way he is responsible? He is not a king also. He is only a grandfather only. He is there in the court of Duryodhana because he has given a promise to his father. How he is responsible for the war? He is not responsible for the war. The war is responsible by Karna, because Karna, Duryodhana, both persons are responsible for the entire war, to be frank. Karna aspect, if you want to tell me one day, I will discuss the entire Karna episode only. Otherwise, no problem. Karna, normally we feel that Karna is a great person. But in Mahabharata, if you begin to read Mahabharata, Karna is such a bad character that everybody will hate him. After if you listen to the entire real story. But a cinema story, if you see, Karna is a great person. Or Bhasa story. Bhasa actually he written a Kavyam. Kavyam he has written because of this reason. He actually praised Karna and also Duryodhana. Like that it happened. But Mahabharata, original Mahabharata story, if you read, even now before reading Mahabharata, I was also under the impression that Karna was actually deceived by many persons. This, that, and all these things. But Karna is the only person who laughed in the court, and he is the person who instigated Dusyasana to disrobe the Draupadi. He ordered Dusyasana, you go there, bring her this, because she is a Dasi. Dasi, bring her to the court, bring her here and disrobe her. Like that. Duryodhana never anticipated that idea. Duryodhana was keeping quiet only. The Karna ordered Dusyasana to disrobe her. And then the Dusyasana started removing her sari in the presence of all the courtiers. Karna was such a bad person. And many other places also you will be investigating like that. That normally people will not be knowing all these things. Thing is that we see the film only. Film, whatever film versions are there, film versions are not real versions of Mahabharata.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your
thank you so much.
full explanation about
Thank you, sir. Shall we take remaining questions later or tomorrow? It's 8 o'clock. Or if you have time, we will take one more question.
After the Pradhana, we can do it.
Uh,
If Raja Raugar, Nagaraja Raugar has time.
No problem, sir.
After the Pradhana, we'll do it because others have to.
Why, sir?
okay, now let's have Pradhana. Kirti ji.
Ji sir, ji, I'm ready. Sir. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधुना सदना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मय चरा स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम धन्यवाद
ధన్యవాదములండి కీర్తి గారు. Now, let us recite Janaganamana. Challa Chittibabu garu. All of you please stand up.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय
జై హింద్. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.